Very good evening, friends. Meeting again in the session of Materia Medica. And today we're going to learn one of the very important short remedy, that is Ceanothus Americana. Ceanothus I have used many times in my practice. And it's a one word you should not forget whenever you have to recollect the Ceanothus is the spleen. It's a splenic remedy. Severe, very big spleens in the materia medica language, they calls it a cake of malaria. It is so huge that you can watch when patient lies down. You don't have to check or palpate the spleen. It is observable. Even you are sitting on chair, you can observe that spleen is enlarged. So, very big enlarged spleen is the characteristic of this remedy. So I will share one case. It was a case of, I think this case I have shared with you sometimes before. It was a case of leukemia, which I have treated way back. It was in 1995, 96, in very early in my practice. And for the I was called for to see the patient who was unconscious at home, around 10 years child, 10, 11 years. And his it was on 4th of June, I recollect it was 4th of June, I saw that patient. His recent report was 2,31,000, 31st May's report, CBC, and WBC was 2,31,000. HB was just 3.5 or 4, something like that. And this fellow, they asked me that just to see, we know that he will not going to survive everything, but for patient's sake, patient's relatives' sake, you must visit. And that's why I went over there. I saw he was absolutely in an unconscious phase, not responding, and he was lying over there and having a big spleen. When I observed over there, and he was having this count, and it was relapsed leukemia, and he was treated earlier at Tata Memorial Hospital with chemotherapy, and with chemotherapy he recovered, and all of a sudden there is a relapse, and after relapse then they send that patient home. So I just saw him, observed him, and when I saw everything, and took whatever available information is there with them, but nothing was found too much. Only thing is that he was not good in his studies. That was the only thing which I have got. And he was not interested in study. That was the one important thing. When I observed him, his lymph nodes were enlarged over there around the cervical layer. And so I saw him, I observed, and I have set the prescription that Barata iodide 30 and along with Ceanothus mother tincture. Ceanothus has one specific indication. In complete repertory, there is a rubric leukemia splenic. Even in Murphy's repertory, he has added leukemia, splenic leukemia. And it is a very important remedy for the leukemia. So I have added Ceanothus mother tincture and asked them that let me know after 3-4 days what happens. And after 3-4 days, after 5th day of this, the patient was there in front of me in my OPD, fully conscious. And they came, and when I observed, he was very good, absolutely a change, tremendous change. So I asked them to do a CBC, and they brought the CBC report already. They have done it. And when I saw, I was just surprised, because that type of result I have seen in one patient who was treated by the Dr. MP Arya sir, our principal at that time in the our Sanjeevan hospital at Pune. After that, I have seen that so much drastic reduction of the cells, right from 2,31,000 to the 3,600 or 700. It was drastic change, and patient was absolutely changed. Spleen, which was looking very, very large, little bit shrunk. And this fellow, I kept on for 2 months. It was continued with the Ceanothus mother tincture. Ceanothus mother tincture has the capacity to reduce spleen. Either that enlargement might be because of leukemia, it might be because of malaria, it might be because of anything, whether there is an splenic injury, whatever it may be. The first remedy you must think is a Ceanothus. And generally, I have used this in 30, in mother tincture. Very occasionally, I have given the 30 doses, 30 C. It is a wonderful remedy in splenic injuries, splenic enlargement, splenitis. So this case has recovered so nicely that his HB was gained very fast. So it was wonderful to see the remedies, homeopathic remedies, which work so fast in such types of pathological cases. One of them is Ceanothus, and don't forget the Ceanothus in spleen. The word which has been used in the Mathematics is egg cake of malaria. It is a wonderful remedy for malarial fever, where there is spleen and liver, both are enlarged. Very, very important. So let us open your Borix Mathematics, Ceanothus, it is New Jersey tea. This remedy seems to possess specific relation to the spleen, egg cake of malaria. A left-sided remedy. So that is one more thing which I forgot to tell you in that case, that this fellow used to lie only on right side. He was not able to lie on left side, or because it used to aggravate his complaints, and this is what the patient's parents told. Anemic patients whose liver and spleen are at fault, chronic bronchitis with profuse secretion, marked blood pressure, reducing the powers. This is one of the important remedy wherever there is blood pressure is increased. Active hemostatic, materially reducing the clotting of blood. So one more, another indication is that it is very important in clotting the blood. Abdomen, enormous enlargement of the spleen, splenitis, pains all of the left side. Deep-seated pain in left hypochondrium, hypertrophy of the spleen, leukemia, violent dyspnea, menses profuse and yellow, weakening the leukorrhea. So menses were profuse and yellow, weakening the leukorrhea, unable to lie on left side, pain in liver and back. So very, very useful in whenever there is pain in liver, pain in spleen, or pain in left hypochondriac, patient is not able to lie on left side, and enormous huge enlargement of the spleen is there. Rectum, there is diarrhea bearing down in abdomen and rectum. Urine, constant urging to urinate. Urine is green, frothy, and contains bile sugar. So this is in short regarding the Ceanothus. The relationships, there is one remedy which is explained over there, Tinospora cordifolia. It is a Hindu remedy for chronic cases of fever with enlarged spleen. Polymnia uvedalia, bear's foot. It is again a remedy for spleen, acute splenitis with tenderness over left hypochondriac region. Spleen is enlarged, egg cake, vascular atony, tissue sodden, flabby, non-elastic. Enlarged glands influences all the ductless glands. Ceanothus thyris florus, California lilac, pharyngitis, tonsillitis, nasal catarrh, diphtheria, tincture internally and as a gargle. I don't have any experience with all these three remedies. I have not used, so I cannot give anything, any indication regarding it. Compare Berberis, Myrica, Cedron, and Agaricus. Agaricus for spleen, he has mentioned over there. Cedron for intermittent fever. And again in Cedron, there is splenic enlargement. Modality is worse for motion, more worse by lying on left side. Dose forced attenuation locally as a hair tonic. I have not used that as a local hair tonic, but I have utilized these remedies generally in mother tincture form, very occasionally in 30th potency. So it's a wonderful splenic remedy. One should not forget. Spleen, enormous enlargement of spleen with fever, with leukemia. with anemia, one should not forget Ceanothus. That's all. So that's the remedy which we have discussed today. Tomorrow we will discuss one more. So thanks and good night.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.